Hi, I'm Judah. How do we respond to online relationship conflict and breakups? Are they more traumatic when we think of outing, online cheating, and even ghosting? Stay tuned as we get locked and loaded.
Hear the voice of the youth, standing up for the truth. Hear it loud, hear it strong, and we not turn it down. Hear the voice of the youth, standing up for the truth.
Good night.
Welcome back to episode 6 of Locked and Loaded, Disconnected Part 2. I'm Sharon and I'm here with Judah. Yes,
Good night, everybody.
Unfortunately, as you will see, we're missing a member tonight, Glenn. He's not here, but we ask that you still remember him in your hearts.
Glenn is totally fine, guys. Glenn is okay. He just isn't here at the moment.
Yeah. Yes, so we'll go on as we have been doing in our segments, introducing ourselves. I sing the theme song too, Crystal.
Thank you.
So what we're talking about tonight will be the debate on Mobby. Does drinking Mobby make you a real Bajan? Does it? Judah, do you like Mobby?
I absolutely love Mobby. Mobby is one of my favorite things. I mean, a lot of us do feel like being a Bajan means you should like Mobby. But I mean, if you don't, I still respect you. It's just like we won't have the same. Okay, I'm kidding. But yeah, Mobby is great to me. What about you, Sharon?
I really dislike Mobby. I think Mobby tastes really bitter. There's like an aftertaste. No matter how much you sweeten it, I just think it tastes really bad. Guys, those of you who are watching, do you like Mobby or not? I'm pretty sure there are people here that don't like Mobby.
Oh my
Okay.
God. Thank you.
We have a negative comment from Shadi. Anyone wanting to bring positivity?
Oh my God.
Wow.
Exactly. Sharon, come on, sis.
Wow, guys.
And
Sweet and dandy.
Dom, you are my girl. That is my favorite brand of Mobby because I think that one just gets it right. Strong words from Kivana.
Okay.
I think Sharon, okay, let us know what's going on with you on Sweet and Dandy.
Right, so because of the conversation, my mom made me a nice cup of Mobby. I wish I could show you without spilling it on my laptop. I'm gonna taste it. Yep, sweet and dandy, Michelle. I'm going to drink it now. See if I'm still a Bajan.
Oh my gosh! Oh, the moment of truth. You better like this.
There's like a like hot thing, like a tingly thing at the end.
Okay. I'll let you guys in the comments decide if Sharon is still a Bajan or if she's been away from us too long and therefore must reapply for her Bajan card and try again.
Oh no.
You guys let
Oh
us know in the
no.
comments. Because this isn't working right now.
I'm not a fan.
Wow. It's okay, Sharon. God says that we should love those.
Yes, it's
that,
so bitter. It is very bitter, and I don't know if I can continue the show because my throat is just.
But at least the Mobby lovers represented themselves in the chat. So shout out to everybody that loves Mobby. Okay.
I need a moment. I'm sorry. Well, thank you everyone for your comments. even though people are coming against me, I still love you. I'm still being the Christian and sharing the love to you guys.
Right?
But next, we usually have a featured video. But instead of a featured video, we have a spoken word artist gracing us with her piece called The One. So this artist is something that should be familiar to all of you guys. This artist is amazing. She's lovely. And her name is Judah.
Surprise!
Surprise! Yep, so we'll now have Judah say her spoken word piece called The One.
Thank you for that introduction, Karen. So tonight, as you guys know, we are on part 2 of Disconnected, talking about relationship hurt, online relationship hurt especially, and these kind of things, breakups, conflict, and that is the scene. So this piece was written by me from experience, yes. You know, sometimes we go through things in life. It's totally fine. And I hope that you guys can read well. I don't necessarily hope that you relate to it, but I hope that you understand where it's coming from, even if you have not experienced this. And I hope that it also encourages us, hi, Natasha, in some way. So here goes. The one. I thought you were the one. I was wrong. No shade, though, even though it hurts. Yeah, I was wrong. Wrong to put my all into you when we were only 2 out of 7 point how many billion? They say there's no such thing, but they say there is, so I'm torn and conflicted between expectation and reality. You see, you looked like the one. You walked like him, talked like him with a little extra sauce on his side. I guess my judgment became paralyzed when I let you inside my heart. The saddest thing is I wanted it to be you. You were the whole package, but the end was so savage. What happened? Wasn't I the one to you? I'm confused. Then again, if you were the one for me, I would have been the one for you. So I guess then that what they say is true. There is no one. What there is instead is two. Two people separately designed by God who happen upon compatibility. Two people who choose to move out of their own way to favor the other above themselves. Equal return on a mutual investment. Partners in time because they want to be. Oh, I get it now. You didn't want me. It's okay. I was wrong, right? Wrong to go all in. Wrong to put my eggs in one basket because you looked like you could hold it. But you couldn't. Am I wrong for that? For taking a chance on love and expecting whom I loved to take a chance back? You weren't the one who would do that. Thank you.
You are watching Locked and Loaded on Echo Nation.
Wow, Judah. Wow. That was really good.
Thanks.
When did you write that?
Wait, hold on, let me check. I am pretty sure that was this year. Yeah, I think that was early this year. Yeah, that was April this year, a couple months ago.
Wow, you said you wrote it from experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it is something that many people can relate to. Guys, what do you think about it? Yes, I agree. Emily, Paulana, it's really, yes, heartfelt. I mean, wow. It was beautiful. Thank you so much. On behalf of everyone who listened, like that was amazing and it would have touched so many people.
Thank you guys. I appreciate that. Hi
Yeah.
Leroy. Thank you.
Yeah. So send Judah some love. Thank you, Judah, so much for that. It was great. It was wonderful. And now we are going to transition into the what's the vibe. What's the vibe?
Yes.
So we would have been asking some young people about online relationships. Are online relationship breakups more traumatic than physical breakups? So we'll get into that right now.
Yep.
Hear the voice of the youth, standing up for the truth. Hear it loud, hear it strong, and we not turn it down. Hear the voice of the youth, standing up for the truth.
Online breakups are definitely more traumatic than in person. See, because when you break up in person, then it's just between you and the other person. You don't have to explain yourself to anybody else after. But once anything online, and depending on how petty or heartbroken the other person is, they're going to keep those receipts and share them with any and everybody. And then now you have like friends and family members messaging you, asking you what happened, will you break up? She was such a good girl, he was such a good guy, and really just complicating the relationship even further. So definitely online breakups are more traumatic.
Okay, first of all, I would say that it depends on the relationship itself, like how much time you would have spent with the person and how much you would have shared in that time. That being said, though, I think that a non-virtual relationship and a breakup following that might be a little bit more traumatic than one that was held online, because you have that added element of human touch, and you would have been hugging and you would have been holding, and those would have impacted you in your emotions. And then having that taken away now could be added trauma.
Online breakups are hands down much more traumatic, because when some people break up, they don't do it nice, There's one drag your name and brandish on your nose. And we know the virtual platform is a very wide and global platform, so when your business get viral, it reach a wider audience than if it was done in person. Furthermore, when you want to get a job now, and you know that get leaked by you ex John still on the internet from 10 years ago, you got more issues and you got more problems. That's way more traumatic.
You are watching Locked and Loaded on Echo Nation.
Wow. Well, I want to thank all of you for participating in that. Christiana, Paulana, and Melissa.
Shout out to you guys.
Yeah, shout outs. Judah, what do you think about that? And guys, what do you think about those answers?
Honestly, like everybody hit the nail on the head and in different ways, which goes to show that this topic is like it has a broad scope. Mm-hmm. And Christiana, especially, I think maybe because she came on last, she like hit me the hardest. What she said, it touches everything that we would have, that we plan to talk about and that we would have mentioned in the weeks before, especially the part about your business and the receipts and everything that gets posted and shared, that's staying out there in the virtual space and us not really having control over that. So everything that they said was, heavy hitting.
Yeah, I agree. And just to reference Christiana's response again, Christiana's response, I guess, in comparison to like the other responses, were more raw and like real. So like this is really what happens, like this is exactly what can happen when these things go on. Like, so you really want to check what you're doing, check yourself, because they have some real consequences.
That's true.
Yeah. So before we get into the challenge, I just want to invite all of you guys to share this live with your friends right now. Go and share, subscribe if you haven't, and check us out on Instagram. Yep, so if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. Yep, fantastic. So now we have the challenge, and the challenge is brought to you once again by Judah. So Judah, let's hear this amazing challenge.
Okay, so the challenge of the week is make relationships great again. Woo! I think that this is one that we're all kind of excited about because we've been on lockdown for so long. For the most part, we haven't been able to connect with our friends and loved ones that don't live with us in our in the same household. So we challenge you to do something that I'm sure all of us we were dying to do anyway. Make a plan, set a date, go out with a friend, family member, reconnect, practicing safety precautions, of course, because we gotta be wise. But seize the opportunity, know that curfews, some of it has been lifted, and we can be a bit more free with our movements. Go visit your grandfather. Go visit your father if you don't live with him, or your mother, or your aunt, or your cousins, or your best friends, or persons that you go to school with. Shout out to everybody that's my friend in the chat. I know we're making plans already because that's what it's about. So that's the challenge of the week. Get out there, reconnect with persons in a physical way, and have fun.
Yep, that is an amazing challenge. Thank you, Judah, for that. I will be taking up that challenge on. You will see me leaving my house. So yes, we'll be making relationships great again. So next we have our tip.
It's a very good
So
tip, guys.
we'll be going to that now.
This is the tip of the week. We seem to love the music of digital love as it flows from our hearts, through our fingers, to the person on the other end of the screen. We have sweet emotions and are willing to share them, but we get shocked when we experience that this amazing texting relationship may be going south.
Shine, I don't even know what to do right now. Like, me and Damien just had a huge fight on WhatsApp, and he ain't replying, and my messages ain't even going through, and like, I just can't understand how things went down. And
we find ourselves in an unfortunate situation, dealing with sadness, concern, confusion, and anger that is only being expressed through our phone. Well, here's a great tip on doing your part to reduce the negative effects associated with relationship hurt. Be open. Be the first to let your partner know how you feel and if feelings have changed. This would prevent sudden absence associated with ghosting. And be open to having those conversations as well. Openness and increased communication can also help prevent cheating. Let your partner know what you don't like about their social media conduct, as well as your expectations of them during this virtual relationship to maintain peace. And if you're like my friend Michelle, who got into a fight with Damien, you may be feeling lost and alone, wanting to retaliate. But don't expose their photos, screenshots of chats, or personal information online. Not only is this adding fuel to the fire, but they trusted you with that information, so be respectful of them. So let's be honest, be open, and respectful of others. Don't let your feelings make things worse for you or the other person.
You are watching Locked and Loaded on Echo Nation.
That was a great tip.
Thank you, Sharon. Legitimately, thank you, Sharon. That was so well done. Shout outs to Michelle for being featured on that tip video. And it is a fantastic tip. I know, as we say, Sharon, literally grab everybody's shirt, care about everybody's next, because I know that a lot of the times we don't communicate well, and it just makes things a lot worse. But we have Sharon to help us remember what to do correctly. Okay. So thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And guys, you can find that tip on Echo Nation's Instagram page after this is finished. And just in case you guys forgot what Glenn looks like, I'm just bringing you his face here. This is Glenn. We're very sorry that he's not here, but
Shout out to you, Glenn. He's still with us even though he's not physically here.
There he is. There he is. We still appreciate him.
Of course, definitely.
Yeah, so it is now time to get into the DM, the discussion moment. Are you guys ready?
I am ready. I am excited and slightly scared, but ready.
Yep. Okay, so we're talking about the stuff that would have been featured in the tip as it relates to like outing and online cheating and all that sorts of stuff. Yep. So, Judah, question for you. What do you think causes online breakups? And when I say online breakups, like breakups for relationships that are virtual, that are based virtually. Yeah.
Right. Okay. I think it could be a number of things, really. I think it could be from miscommunications to like conflict and lack of commitment could be one, because I mean when you're in a virtual relationship it's kind of harder to really feel whether or not the person is truly committed to you, so there could be thoughts and doubt that can lead to actions that may not necessarily be beneficial, and things like that. Like, what do you think are some of the causes too?
Yeah, I saw that Crystal just said miscommunication, and Dom agreed. There's like miscommunication, as you said, like also indiscipline with online presence. I think that is a major thing, because sometimes there's a transition from a physical relationship to a virtual relationship, and sometimes people aren't quite sure what counts as like unfaithfulness, infidelity, in terms of their actions that way. And sometimes when there's like you're not really understanding people, then that can cause a breakup. I see Joshua saying anxiety.
True
that is true. True that, brother. Yes, Joshua, anxiety. Yeah, guys, so you can keep those comments coming in. So yeah, those are some of the causes for online breakups. Yeah, and we're gonna talk specifically about outing right now. Outing. Dun dun dun. Judah, what's outing?
Well, jumping right off from what you just said in terms of us being in discipline with our social media presence. Now, outing I think there might be levels to outing in terms of the different types that you do, but generally speaking, outing is like when you put persons on blast or you air relationship laundry, even while you are in a relationship or after a breakup, whether that is the screenshots or like Christiana was saying in her response, maybe pictures and videos and all kind of things that happened that were supposed to be private moments between you and the person that you're having this online relationship with. You decide or they decide to put it out there. Basically, that's what outing is.
Yeah. Just reading the comments from some people who would be suggesting reasons for online breakups. I saw trust issues, insecurities. Right. Yeah, those are people don't have the guts to end a relationship in person. Very true.
Yep.
Yeah, but going back to what you would have said about outing, guys, what's your opinion of outing and what counts as outing? And have you ever, this is a question for you guys as well, have you ever seen people being outed on social media?
I think maybe we all have. Because I feel like that to an extent Right. Screenshots and screen recording. Thank you,
Mm-hmm.
Crystal. So, and even sometimes this is more like a question than I guess, because sometimes we can be in relationships and let's say you have not necessarily broken up with the person, but maybe you have a fight with them. So you're at odds with them, and maybe you or they go to their WhatsApp status and post a status. Maybe they don't say, Bob got me so vexed if the boyfriend's name is Bob, or Susan.
Mm-hmm.
Like, can't be for real if the person's name is Susan. But maybe they like give information that clearly suggests that you are having relationship issues. Do
Yeah.
you think that counts as outing, putting your business out there in that way?
Hmm. That is actually a very interesting question because there's a trend where people post like subtle messages where it's like they try to keep it general. But if you know the person and if you know things that are going on, like you can put one and two together and either get 3 or 12. Yeah.
Wow.
So we have a lot of people that's been seeing that. I saw a comment from Nyla. If I could just like, my opinion on outing changes depending on the situation.
Interesting. So
Interesting,
it
Nyla.
can vary. Wow, Crystal. Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
I screenshot people and send them to my group chat. Does that count as outing? Because someone could argue that it's not outing because it's not. I mean, maybe her group chat is just 3 people.
Fair enough. It might still be conservative. But I mean, we have some special guests tonight. One, as you guys would have been seeing in our promos and so on, we have Mr. Sinclair Brown who's joining us. He is a counselor and he has a lot of insight on these things, as well as Ghazi, Arnold Ghazi Goslin, the founder of Explanation. Thanks to you too. Hi, Sinclair. Hey, Ghazi.
Hello.
Good night, girls.
Good night, everyone. Blessings.
Blessings. How are you guys
Thank you for being
doing?
here.
I'm good. I'm good. It's a blessing to be on the show.
Uh,
Sorry that Glenn is not here. I realized that we needed some testosterone, so it's a pleasure to be here.
yes, we did.
Yes, we know I get some balance. I'm very happy, glad that you were saying that we got to get some balance over here.
Yes, definitely. So we would have been talking about outing. We're getting comments. I think the group chat would seem like outing depending on the side you're on. Interesting. Nyla saying if someone has been abusing you, they deserve to be outed. Some people send others manipulative and threatening messages.
Right.
That's a very good point. Sinclair, I want to see if you can touch on that. If someone's sending manipulative messages, should you out the person?
Oh, there. Well, it depends on what are manipulative questions, I mean, statements they're making. Um, yeah, because the online game is a totally different thing. So I'm not too sure how to say if to out if a person is being abusive. So yeah, that's a little different. I'm too sure. I let Arnold go with that one. Toss that straight to him.
I think outing in essence is a bad practice in essence because you don't want to start. Um, it's sort of like gossip. Think of it like gossip. Should you take a screenshot of a private conversation you and someone had and throw it in a group chat, especially if the person is not part of that group and all that sort of stuff? Should that happen? And I think that when you think of it like gossip, and if you think of it like you are actually like adding fuel to a flame, because what I've seen a lot
Right.
is like well, it's more been in relationships that I've seen. But one things I've seen is that once some person like air their dirty laundry in a relationship, the other person needs feels this urgency to defend, and then they would start to go dirty and they go air their stuff, and then there's a back and forth, and it becomes like a public brawl on social media. So for me, I think outing is a very dangerous thing. You know, if the person is talking about someone who is a threat to society, and is a matter of looking at informing the society about this. I think you should go the course of obviously informing the authorities and so on, but you may draw the line and say, well, this person is someone that if you receive messages from this person is threatening or whatever, make sure you don't respond. Some people may see it in that terms. There are some people that are saying, in terms of manipulation, well, yeah, that's me. I was just reading the comment there, but the comment, that's it for me.
Yeah, what Ivana is saying definitely does fall into line with what you're saying too. I think that is that adds another dimension to it. If someone does not know that they are being manipulated, so you send a message for advice. But I think more so with good night Romario, with outing, it's more so intentional, with most likely malicious intent. Malicious not in the way,
Mhm.
just in the Bayesian way, but meaning you have bad intentions, as in you either intending to embarrass this person, shame somebody, spill some kind of thing that you know will come to some harm for them, and so on, more so than just sharing information for other reasons.
Yeah, definitely. I saw a comment that Emily put up that's very interesting to me. True, Ivana, but should it be a large group of people or one trusted mentor? And sometimes there may be a case where I'm in a group chat. This is just theoretical. I'm in a group chat and maybe I'm talking to somebody and things aren't going the way that I'm hoping that they're going. This is a group chat maybe with like 7 to 8 people. So I go in there and say, hey guys, there's this thing that's going on with me and George and things haven't been going well. This is what he's been sending me. So I send them some screenshots and stuff. What do you think I should do? I'm asking them. Do you think that that's like the right course of action? Does that count as me outing the person since it's a large group of people?
If I had to take a stab at it, I would say it is. I wouldn't call it outing because, as Judah said, outing is about basically sharing manipulative information or trying to destroy the character or something of the person. But I wouldn't
Right.
necessarily call it wise to do because, especially if you go in a group chat, is more like a public domain and you can't control what the persons in that group will do, and some of them may misread your communication and then go back to that person and say certain things. So I will advise it. I would prefer to say go to a trusted mentor, especially if it's about trying to help heal or trying to mend the relationship. But when we say outing, outing is like you're out to destroy the person's character, destroy the person's reputation. I don't want nothing to do with you. You lambasting them. So that's where, especially when it comes to online relationships, outing can be so cruel because a lot of things is
Yes.
get air, photos is get leaked, videos,
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
voice notes, all those things can be serious. I don't know if St. Clair would have experienced any of that in his counseling sessions with in terms of relationship breakup.
I guess the terms are different, but I need to connect what was happening before happening now, because as we think that some things are new, it's just we have social media really, or we call it social media. But before people did that, people would have had private videos they've done with their loved ones or photos that that they had and stuff like that. And when they got broken up, you see these photos all over the place, posted and even in those that were of high profile, they would have sent to leak them to the media and things like that.
Right.
So I'm
Yeah.
That's
just saying,
intense.
yeah. So I'm just saying, sorry, that in the midst of all this, where we are now using social media, the difference is that there was still a limited amount of people, and for a time, everyone put it that way. But now with social media, it goes out there and it's out there forever. You know what I mean? Even if even if it was to send certain things, the photos will stay in that house. But now you put on social media, it can go anywhere at any time and very very quickly. So I find that this is there's a different season when you put things out there, especially with private. I find that it can go anywhere very quickly and enhance that you don't want it to to get into. By extensions, this could cost you jobs, workplace contracts. These things can work against you. So that is a very dangerous thing, I find. When we talk about taking things that's private and just putting it out in public, especially when I trusted you with things that were supposed to be intimate. So when I think about outing, I'm more thinking about intimate things between us, me, and another person, and that person don't made it public.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Naila is asking a question. Go ahead, Sharon.
right. I was just gonna address Naila's question on if it's only outing since it's on social media. People talk to multiple friends all the time about issues, about significant others. Does that count as outing? And I just want to kind of touch on what I believe either Gauzy or Sinclair was talking about, where you should think about it like gossiping. And when you think about it like gossiping, are you gossiping to that person? What's your intentions behind what you're doing? Are you just saying, oh well, I need some help because this is what's going on, like how can you advise me, versus you could believe he don't talk to him no more cause look at what he sent me, you know.
Thank you, Sharon.
Thank you for that.
Thank you for that. Nice dramatic effect. We
I
should
think
add that to the show.
intention.
A skit scene.
I do think that intention has a lot to do with it, and I just wanted to add that I think you can out people without it being on social media. So I wouldn't say that it is only outing if it is on social media. However, especially in the context of the ongoing discussion we've been having for the last few weeks, we're talking more so about online relationships and the specific implications of outing persons on social media.
Yes. And also, there was a tip that we would have given last week where we referenced the Computer Misuse Act. And the Computer Misuse Act says that when a person uses a computer, including the phone, to send a message that is threatening or menacing, and the person intends to or is reckless in causing someone else distress, annoyance, anxiety, that is an offense. It is actually an offense. Yep.
Yeah.
And that's something that a lot of people don't necessarily consider.
Right. It's very serious. And I think we can reference what we talked about last week here, because last week's episode we spent a lot of time talking about sexting, sharing those what we call nudes and those pictures and videos that are suggestive or maybe too intimate or too private to be being shared in that way. But the implications of that now when it comes to outing, because somebody could out you by sharing something that you sent to them in confidence. And as both Christiana and I believe Mr. Sinclair mentioned it too, we don't have control over these things. That too is an offense, but it just brings all of that back together in terms of the discussion we're having, because when you bring something as private and intimate and serious and real as that into the picture, that gives outing greater implications, which I think can have effects on us, psychologically and emotionally as well.
I think for me, when I think about the same outing, I think that, as I said, let's say I shared something, even if it says with the, let's say it's 3 in the chat, which is different to outing. I think for me, when I think about outing, that the person deliberately is sending stuff. They are not interested. It's if I shared something with Arnold and he then shared it with a million people. That was not my intention. So that is not outing. That's a person being dangerous with private information. Or if let's say shared with 3 or 4 persons, while that not be wise, especially with intimate information, if I don't know which ones will share this information, I don't consider outing. I think outing is when a person decides, okay, yeah, this will happen in our relationship. Oh, you got another woman or you got another man or whatever. Okay, I posting stuff. You know what I mean? I just out there. Yeah, this what we did. The park. This what we did. Yeah, it's supposed to be a Christian. Look, this what they're doing. Boom. You know what I mean? So the person just like, I ain't care. I Christian too. But yeah, you worship team holding. Boom. You know what I mean?
Wow.
That is outing. For me, it's like we going down. Collateral damage. That is why I see as outing. in a big way. Other
Right.
ways could be manipulations and things that
Ignorance.
weren't wise or ignorance. But outing for me is a very deliberate act. We going to the
Mm.
jugular, so we just put it out there.
I just want to take note of some of the comments here. Kivona is saying, I think it's important to be careful with what you share with others. I would not recommend sharing personal information with an individual online, especially if you barely know them. And so if we look back at what we've been doing over the last couple of weeks in talking about online relationships, and especially when those relationships have been exclusively online, that is why it's so dangerous, especially as Sharon mentioned about sexting, which we talked about, you guys talked about last week, to keep it private. Philip is bringing in scripture, so good night to you, Philip. Moreover, if your brother sins against you, go and tell him his fault between you and him alone. If he hears you, you have gained a brother. But if he will not hear you, take with you one or two more, that by the mouth of two or three witnesses every word can be established. So I thank you very much for that, Philip. We see some other comments coming in.
Unless you're referring to having a trusted confidant, such as another Christian, married male or female, your parents, etc., that should only be when there can't be resolution amongst the two. I agree with that. I
Yeah.
think most of the time we see outing and other types of conflicts that may lead to breakups, especially with online relationships. People don't seek to go the resolution way of things, or they may feel like, okay, it can't be fixed, so this is my next best action, or worst
Mm-hmm.
action, rather.
Yeah, definitely.
Ivan is here
So,
responding.
yeah, I really love the scripture that Philip K put up, and it's something that I too have to adopt more often. Where it's like, if there's
Yes.
a honestly, if there's a problem, go straight to the person. Like, go
Tell the
straight to the
brother.
person. Just be like, yep, definitely, it is the right thing to do. And St. Clair would have spoken about the fact that, like in terms of outing, it's like you pick up your phone and it's like, all right, you got another woman? Well, here, and then tell her all your business. So definitely, outing can be a response to cheating. And I also want to say that it's possible that it could actually cause cheating. So, like, if
And
you
we're
out
talking about
someone,
online cheating.
pardon me?
We're talking about online cheating specifically.
Yeah. So, like, if I out you, or if I out a person, let's say we had a fight and I decide to out the person, and now the person see that I out them, alright, you out me, we clearly can be, and then their response to that might be to go and cheat on you online. Yeah, so it could either be a
But
response or it could cause.
So what is
agree.
online cheating?
Yeah, that raises that question, like what constitutes online cheating? Because I mean, people, and you guys in the comments can give your feedback on this too, because we might have varying views on it. But
Mm-hmm.
people personally feel like, okay, because this person didn't necessarily meet somebody in like at a hotel or somewhere like that and do physical acts, that it might not be considered that. As we're seeing here, online infidelity can be seen as a violation of a couple's assumed or stated contract regarding emotional and or sexual exclusivity. And I feel like that can happen online. It doesn't have to be a physical
Yep,
act.
definitely.
There
And you see
is
that word? See that word
a
assumed?
contract.
That word assumed? That is what has caused problems. Cause when I think something's okay and somebody else don't think it's okay, then that's where this tension is come. So guys, what is online cheating?
Is it
I
cheating
think.
if they flirt under somebody's comments?
I would like to hear
Is
Sinclair's
it?
thoughts on what online cheating is, as he's the
Yeah, I
counselor.
think cheating. I think cheating is cheating, full stop, online or otherwise. And cheating is any intimate action, words that you would communicate with another person that your spouse does not know about. You know what I mean? If I can message something that to another person that I know that if my spouse saw it, that it would make situation a little uncomfortable, that is cheating.
Right.
The mere fact that I'm hiding that text, picture, conversation, hug, kiss, touch, go right down. That is
Uh,
cheating.
so say clear. Let's say I have a jealous girlfriend or a jealous wife, and
Yep.
this is a long time friend, and she knew that this friend had liked me before, and the
Yep. There.
person just sent me a message saying, "Hi, how are you? How are you doing?" And I said, "You know what? I know she's jealous. Let me not show her or tell her about this conversation. It's to
Mm-hmm.
protect her from her jealousy streak."
Mm-hmm.
Can't that because he treated as cheating just
No, they would
because
consider.
I
I would
did
call that
not
cheating. I
show
would call it
right.
obviously. There be a level of those the trust issues are there. I mean, obviously, in a sense, land with
Mhm.
omission. But I can understand that in a sense if the person obviously has security issues. But recognize that any intimate, so any intimate conversation, word. So maybe going to that whole. So for instance, let's say I am messaging someone, yeah, and I say for Judah, let's say, Judah, how did you sleep last night? You know what I mean? While that may seem innocent, even that is the beginning. Like, why am I interested in how Judah slept last night? You know, she point
What
herself like,
are you?
yes,
I
man.
care
It's
for
like,
her.
it's actually going like, what? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, why only me this do? Because that is almost an intimate question, a statement, as much as it might seem
Right.
as an interesting statement. And we have to be able to guard. Yeah, yeah, Arnold, you need to walk through certain conversations. People only see children having in the bedroom or at the place, but it started with those intimate conversations, those personal
Mhm.
questions and responses. That is when emotions and feelings start to be engaged. So we only think when the person's a kiss, but you don't start with a kiss. It never started with a kiss. And that
Okay.
is where the cheating really kicks. So online
Hmm.
cheating would be, let's say I'm having that personal relationship, that intimate relationship with another person online. So you don't have to be
Mm.
physical because we can start to get emotionally attached right there, playing a game, talking online. Likewise, you might connect with me. You might ask me questions. My wife don't ask me. You may ask me, how did you
Wow.
sleep last night? And my wife got up and she didn't ask me how I slept last night. Yeah. And all of a
Wow.
sudden, like, you
and,
know what I
and,
mean?
and
I'm
that
like,
would
oh
constitute
my
as
goodness.
cheating.
It's like she cares about me. You know what I mean? And I slept okay. I had a
She
dream about
does.
you. I had a dream about
Hmm.
you. What was
Nah,
that dream
nah.
about? Oh, come on, man. That's like it goes all the way. So by the time we meet each other, it's like we don't waste any time because we spent hours being intimate. So by the time we see each other, it's on. You know what I mean? We don't have to have a
Hmm.
conversation. It just jumps straight in because we emotionally been connected.
Sinclair, I have a question. You were speaking
Mm-hmm.
specifically about personal conversations. But what if let's say, what if there was a guy who followed, let's say, 16 attractive women and just would go through and say, oh, you look nice. Next one, another comment, oh, girl, and a bunch of hearts and maybe kissy faces. So there's not necessarily that intimate relationship, but they're definitely like commenting on pictures. Because one could say that that same guy could have a girlfriend, and then as they're walking through town, they'll be like, "Ooh, girl, you look nice." I keep on walking. "Ooh, girl, you look sweet." Is that
Mm-hmm.
person cheating? And is a
No,
person online also cheating?
because even when persons obviously submit their DM, they have actually entered into your personal space. When you're in the middle of bridge door, I
Right.
say, "Wait, girl, you look good." I ain't got a clue who you are. You don't know who I am. We be rolling, if you understand. But when again, there, likewise, let's say I have a wife and I'm saying, "Oh, you look nice tonight. I like that red dress." You could out me because now you can say, "Look, well, let me say this to his wife." You say that to my wife and go, "Yeah."
So Sinclair, you're telling
Yes, ma'am.
me that if I pay an honest compliment to
It all
someone,
depends on the compliment. You don't let me don't play.
let's
We
say
keep
I
it
say to
real.
Judah, your hair looks really nice hanging
Which is
on the
very good.
side. Is that
You see the girls starting
honestly
to
right?
laugh? You got to answer why the girls
Honestly,
laughed
right?
just now. Why you were
Honestly,
very
I
good
don't know.
until you were very good until you said hanging on the side. You were very
Oh,
good there. The
I
hair looks good.
intentionally said hanging on the side.
Exactly.
I
Your statement was
intentionally said
very
hanging
good.
on the
They
side.
said the hair looks good. Nice. Your hair looks lovely. Nice. For the time you go hanging on the side. Okay. Judah getting
You paying
uncomfortable
attention?
here, like, well, I know his wife Natasha. What are already mean
That's
here
what
now?
he's saying.
So let me don't play games. The problem is that people play
So no,
games.
no, but
Mhm.
here's it, Sector. I think we have to draw the line, and I guess is the question I'm asking for you. Because Naila is saying, in my opinion, the couple themselves should decide what online cheating is. So she's saying
Mhm.
it's something that is relevant to the couple. But I'm asking this: um, isn't it cheating only when both persons have the same intentions, right? So if let's say there's this young lady that I may just be complimenting her, or I might be even flirting.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that cheating if she has no intentions of that? She's not even acknowledging my comments,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Is that cheating still?
From
Well,
your end,
Judith is
yes.
asking the question.
I let
Judith,
Judah
go
jump in,
ahead.
but I just want to ask you first. Yes, because it isn't when she engage you, is that you are now giving intimacy to someone else that should not, that only belongs to your wife. So there's nothing wrong with having a feeling, is that the only feeling has you. So you can meet a girl,
Mm.
she looks nice.
Wow.
The
Dropping
girl's
gems,
even
Sinclair.
more.
You're dropping gems.
She can be more attractive. You can find more connection with her than you ever found with your wife. But it is not for you to let your feelings govern you. So every time you start to do that, even if she never responds, the mere fact your wife sees this, all of a sudden she goes like, "Wait a minute, what?" You know what I mean? You know she don't want them. She just see those messages, which means you have already
Mhm.
started to involve in cheating.
You were going to say just something, Judith?
Of course I was. Of course. I thank you, St. Clair, because one of the things that he said is the bottom line of it for me. Whatever is supposed to be directed to your significant other is supposed to be exclusively, which is also in the definition we have for
Mhm.
that person. So if there is any violation of that, I think it constitutes online cheating. And I think to reference your example, Gazi, is if it's your intention, regardless of if it's the other person's intention, then I think it's that because you are the person that's in the contract with your wife. Or speaking generally, for our relationships, we are in the contract with the other person that we agreed to be in a relationship with. So if we decide to step out of that, even psychologically or emotionally, which can have full function online, because just because you're not physically interacting with the person, that does not mean that your mind isn't there or your emotions aren't there. So and even going back to the verse that Glenn referenced last week, I think it was Matthew 5:28, which talks about if you even look on a person and you think to have them in your heart, like you've already committed the act, basically. So once you violate that and you are redirecting what is supposed to be exclusively for your person to somebody else, it's cheating. It just is. You don't even have to kiss them. You don't have to meet them in a back alley, but the dog already dead, in my view.
Yeah,
So Kivona has this question, which I think is a very interesting question. She
I
says
think
some
so too.
women see the male liking another female's photo as cheating. So if I like someone who's friends on my Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat or whatever, post a nice photo and I like that photo and say, you look nice in this shot. Or I send, rather than like the photo, I love the photo. Is that cheating?
What's the photo?
Shiny,
The photo is a
thank
picture of
you.
the young of the lady. It might be her, you know how women like to do that pose, push off the lips. Might be in some sexy thing, probably at the beach or something. I don't know. If I like
Jesus.
the photo,
I don't think it's cheating. I just think it's stupid. I don't think it's cheating necessarily.
but she's my friend, Sinclair. She
Yeah,
is
but
my
I
friend.
mean, but
What's
I'm
wrong
serious.
with
If you have a
liking
wife,
that
but think about
photo?
this. Let's seriously, you, for instance, your wife online, and they got this dude with these muscles and stuff. For instance, you're a slim guy, so you guys there with these muscles and stuff like that. And every time you see your wife there, hearts, love. They say,
Ooh.
"Oh, look at you in those shorts. Look at." I mean, tell me,
Wow.
But
tell me,
no.
but no
Wait,
what?
you said look at you in those shorts. That's
But you
different.
just say,
If she
but
just
you
like
just
the
say,
photo.
but just you say you made a comment about, oh, I like you in that dress. I mean,
In that
like,
shot.
No.
yeah, you,
I
And
like you
that
in that dress
shot.
is
hey, that shot,
right.
that's even worse. we could go, we could,
Especially
People
we
calling
could,
up my wife. I don't understand.
because one of these things don't belong in this square. Trust me. One of these things just doesn't belong.
But I want to know from people that I mean, if you just like the photo, you let's say you did comment. There are some people who are so jealous that you might be going through some. They might find you going through one of your friends' Instagram profile. I might be liking the photos. If my wife see me going through an Instagram photo, me Instagram profile of of another lady, let's say she has jealousy. She thinks that the girl might look nice, but she sees me going through and hitting like.
But why you keep liking
Is
her
that
photos?
cheating?
If you
What's
click
wrong with me
one,
liking the photos?
if you
Should I
like one
like if she's my
photo,
friend?
you see the women already they want to shoot you. I will let them shoot you. Cause they already.
Listen,
We need Natasha
listen.
response for truth.
Let me see some of
Natasha
the
said she's
comments
here.
that people have been
Yeah, go in
saying.
the comments before you bury yourself in a very deep hole. Yeah.
So Romario say, if you, I don't know, Sharon, you want to take these comments? Go
Yeah,
ahead.
sure. If you're engaged in a flirty conversation privately and responding in agreement, you have then decided to partner with someone else other than your current partner. Interesting.
Psychological.
Yeah, that's an interesting scenario because there are a lot of girls who feel threatened by their boyfriend's friends. That is a thing.
We can ignore that comment.
Oh, oh.
That is
I
pretty
had
much
a dream about you
exactly.
as a dangerous one. I do agree.
Yes, it is.
That's a,
You know what I want
all
to
right.
say in relation to the liking thing or the commenting thing on the Instagram? I think it's like, where is the person's heart when they're doing this? And that's something that you can't necessarily see. So, like, you may be able to see somebody meeting up with someone, or you may be able to see actual, like, comments in terms of, like, kisses and hearts. But when they comment and say, oh, you look nice in this shot, is that me? That could be me, like emotionally giving that side of me to this person, but I know someone's gonna be seeing. I know that my partner might see. I know that other people might see, and I know that my partner's like weird about these things. So even though there's like an emotional investment in that person, but I try to be really subtle with it, and I may not be sliding into their DMs, but I may be thinking about this person all the time, maybe revisiting the photo, and that's what makes online cheating so bad, because it's like there's that emotional investment where I can still see that person. I could be scrolling through, I could be stalking the person, so my heart is still towards them, but it's not in a position where the other person is seeing.
Yes.
Right.
I'm just looking
So
here.
so going through the
Listen.
comments, I think the big debate is I think the question is asked compliments versus flirting. I'm trying to get it, but
Yes.
compliments versus flirting. Philip K is asking this question. So, ladies, do you take every compliment from a man as an advancement? That's the question. Because what are you saying that I can't compliment someone?
No,
So
you can't
if
compliment someone. And
right,
I had to learn this too. There's certain things that even if I might say, and my wife would say Sinclair wasn't comfortable with that statement you made to that lady. For instance, and we would discuss that because I might not be aware that it could be offensive to her. You know what I mean? And
Right.
sometimes we could draw a line. There's a difference between saying that dress looked nice and different like you look good in that dress.
Big difference.
Uh, you understand? So it's all this.
so wait. Say that again. You
Oh,
There's a
said there's a
difference saying
difference
that dress
between
looks nice.
uh-huh.
Yes. So you once again, and you're saying you look good in that dress.
So
So
instead
you
of
know the
Okay.
difference is? The difference
Is
is one you compliment the dress and
yeah.
the other one you compliment the
yes,
person. So you saying I
Yeah.
can't compliment the person? I'm gonna
I'm not
say
saying
your
I'm not saying
shoes
to
look
you.
nice.
I'm saying as you get
Oh
older, I'm saying as you get
God.
older, Arno, you get wiser. When you were a child, you did childish things, you put away those childish things, and as you get
No
older, you use
way.
wisdom. That's all I'm saying. We can't just be playing. And I think Natasha said something earlier about poking straight. I have
Look
a
at
friend,
right
right?
here. I
Yeah,
want you to address this, Sinclair.
right. Because
I want you
exactly.
to address
There's
this.
nothing wrong with you paying compliments. As I said, here's my wife. Because I pay compliments to females all the time. Yes, you pointed
But
to
look
it.
at that, hun, babe,
Look at this
baby.
comment.
Right.
I
So, for
Tasha
instance,
saying
I
I have a
call, for
male
instance,
friend
hmm
that's constantly paying compliments to females, and he actually calls them things like hun, babe, baby, etc. Does this mean he's cheating on his girlfriend? And I want
not
to add to
necessarily.
that, right, Sinclair?
hmm
They got women that they say babe, hun, wifey, and some stuff. So in when people in a relationship, now we all know that in today's world there are both relationships that involve men and women and women, and all that sort of stuff. Shouldn't I, as a man, feel threatened by that as well? That's the question they
Yeah,
would ask.
they say that you got lines that are drawn. For instance, if he generally calls people Han baby, and his wife or his girlfriend is a weird, that is his general banter, and let's say she's comfortable with that, yeah, she's not threatened because there's. Well, just give me a second. Just give me a second. If she is comfortable, if she's comfortable with those words, once again. However, like for instance, I call a lot of females dear. Yeah, I be like dear. However, I only call my wife babe.
Dare
If I
you?
was, wait a minute, if my wife ever hear me call somebody else babe, trust me, her neck is gonna swing around because that is exclusive to her. How dare you see the women? How dare do I take the thing that is exclusive to her and give it to
Hmm.
someone else? So where he might be using
Exactly.
all these different innuendos with the females, obviously, what is her. That's what I'm saying. And if she's uncomfortable, and if I use certain lingo or language or behaviors, my wife would say, because she's not necessarily insecure, my wife, by the time my wife do say something to me, it means I've definitely gone too far. Okay? So it means that, I listen very clearly when she tells me, okay, yes, Sinclair, you kind of crossed the line with that statement. I draw it back. Yeah, because it is in that relationship you communicate what is uncomfortable for me. We're not talking about people that are insecure, but we talk generally speaking. So my wife meets Judah, she's okay. She meets Sharon, she's okay. But when she meets Debbie, she's uncomfortable. Okay, cool. I'm gonna drop Debbie. There's no, if she is okay, she's she okay with everyone because women have a way, and men, there's either the communication or feelings coming from that person to you or that person from you to that person or both parties. But we like to play games and say, oh, that's just my friend. You're being insecure, all these things. But we could tell from the time that phone is taken up, especially women, and we answer the phone, you women know straight off that we're giving something that should be only exclusive to y'all. So I don't do the
Right.
games thing, right? So by the time I hear Sinclair, yeah, I drop it like a hot.
Props to you, Mrs. Sinclair. Props to
Yeah.
you. But
Okay, we have another.
I think
No, go, Judah.
go ahead. Let's it.
Oh, thanks. So Melissa saying that liking photos that are innocent are fine, but if the photo is
Right.
very provocative, like the woman naked, that's a no-no.
Provocative.
Let me see if I can like twist this a little. So maybe the woman is not naked, but maybe she's wearing like a bodycon dress, and she's my
Right.
friend, and I know that in today's generation, sometimes giving a like to someone is supporting them or showing that I am there for them. So I want to show that I admire them still, that they are still
Right.
my friends, right?
Mm. Mm-hmm.
So, like, it may appear to others as cheating, but I know my reasons for it. I know my heart is pure.
Hmm.
What do you say to
Right.
that?
Hmm.
Well, it will
I'm
have to
just
be
here
a
dying in the
combination,
comments. I'm sorry.
and keep them coming, guys. Of
Uh,
course, that is. fantastic part of the show where you guys, let us know what you think and so on. I think intention, like we said before, is a big thing, but the action might still be in violation. Like depending on what type of action it is, it might still be violating. Because it's very true that sometimes the man or the woman might not be aware that this affects their partner in a specific way or that it constitutes cheating generally if it is something that they practice, if they're just loose in their
Mm-hmm.
practices, how they regard other females or other males. So intention, yes, but also you do have to know the boundaries that you should draw when you are in a relationship, especially online, because things might get a little extra sensitive when it's online.
Yeah, which is something that Nyla was talking about a lot in terms of like drawing boundaries, letting each other know, like, being clear about those kinds of stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask St. Clair, as a counselor, like, can you tell me in terms of like cheating, how detrimental can cheating be to a person? And like,
It can.
what's healing like? What is healing like?
There's two
Especially
things.
on media.
One, cheating is very devastating because when you actually engage your feelings, which is a lot of people don't understand that feelings are already spiritual. Yeah. There are some people that go, body, soul, spirit. I come from the concept of understanding the body and the spirit when we combine, that makes a soul. So the Bible clearly shows you that many what we call emotions are spirit. God said He did not give you a spirit of fear. So we see fear as an emotion, but it is a spirit. When we get engaged emotionally with a person, we have become spiritually entangled. Yeah. So intimacy from the time you have a pure thought process with another person that you have decided this is a person that I like, I love, I want to be with. From the time you have even been engaged, you have begun the process of entanglement. Yeah. And then
Right.
you have things like sex, which we have an entanglement, we have a contract or covenant. So that's why when you do vows, there's a spiritual entanglement. And that way makes marriage so solid because you have physical entanglement, you have the vows, and then you have a covenant. So you have no entangled at all levels possible. And when we go and we go outside of that, that be so devastating emotionally. That's even something just by having sex with a person, you will find that it can really destroy a person when a person cheat on them. Because you lose trust. And depending on the solidness of that person's mind, emotion, and personality, because some people can actually get over a situation that in a relationship, be it marriage or otherwise, some people, it actually can cause mental breakdown. So some people, when they actually go through this, they can actually lose their mind. Like literally, they need serious psychological help. So you know what I mean? So it all depending on where that person is at, where their mind frame is at, and especially, I think that having a solid place in God is a very important place to be, where you're not just going to church, but understanding who you are in Christ. I find that you can have a quicker recovery if something like that happens. Yeah, but it can be very detrimental to the emotional and mental state of the individual.
Right.
So
And
then I have
how?
a question.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
Judah.
think we might be going along the same line, Sharon. My question is, so sometimes you might feel like, or persons may say, because they have not, for example, had sex with this person, but if you find out that they have been having an ongoing online interaction with them that is supposed to be reserved for you, the person that they're with, do you, as the expert among us, is that, would you say that is equally as detrimental psychologically or emotionally
Yes,
in terms of
for
trauma
some
and what's
people,
not?
yes. Yes, people. Some people that is very much a very serious place, because once again, when you see that there's some things that people express things that they never expressed with their mate. Yeah. So all of a sudden you see this message, you go into my phone and you find these big, long poems and adjectives, and they never wrote a poem to you. So it's like, and you're shocked because you didn't even know he had them type of lyrics. You know what I mean? All the years we have been engaged, and you were hurt. Like, what? The question goes, what about this person that was able to draw this loving, attentive person that I don't get? You know what I mean? And so many questions can go into your mind as what, especially
Right.
for women. For women, they normally try to with cheating when it comes to women. With a man cheats a woman, sorry. many times she started questioning herself. You know what I mean? So a lot of men say,
Right.
"Oh, it's not about you," but the woman goes into herself and says, "What about me? What isn't that? Is not good
Mhm.
enough? Is am I not
Right.
tall enough? Is my hair? Is my nose? Am I not pretty enough? Am I not sexy enough?" So they go into
Mhm.
themselves and they become quite self-critical when things like that happen. For men, more often than not, do we go out with the trust, but we are very visual people. Many times we see and we're looking, and those images are in our brain that we're trying to get rid of. You know what I mean? There's a lot of imagination going on. And as we find that in cases like this, and it's internationally so, that men have a more often not are ones that will commit suicide or try to kill themselves and their spouse because they can't get those images out of their head. You know, I mean, they're going to see these
Mm.
images that are in their head. So that is a difficulty with things like that. The difference between the two is very traumatic because you don't trust the person with your heart, and
Right.
sometimes you got to rebuild in a very big
Yeah.
way. But Jesus, trust me, Jesus can heal anything.
Amen.
So yes, please.
Mhm.
So,
That's
Philip,
happening.
we have more comments than we can handle, really. So,
Thank you
we're going
so
through the
much for your
comments.
engagement, guys. Thank you.
Philip, as you were talking about this, Philip is saying, so you're saying you have to drop a female relationship because your wife is uncomfortable or a partner is uncomfortable. Suppose that's something that your wife or partner has to be delivered from. But
Yes.
if, let's say,
Mm.
there's a matter of insecurity and jealousy, and they just think that every person that you look at, every person that you pay a compliment, every pic that you like, all because of their personal insecurities, they see it as, oh, you like her more than me.
Right.
Oh, you like
Right.
her this more
That is
than
a
me.
different thing. Yeah. Yeah. That's a different thing altogether because we're talking about somebody that's insecure. For instance, which what you're saying is that we all have to be grown up at this point. That is the truth. And if we really be honest with ourselves, there are things that would be in your partner's mind that you don't know. But there are things in your mind that your partner doesn't know. You be grown people. Yeah? So there are things that we will understand that you may be attracted or your partner may have tried a person find. But if you find a person that is honestly insecure, every time you pause, every time you do this, there's an issue. You understand? That
Right.
person now has self-esteem. So we're not talking about that person. So we can't be dropping business partners, and you can't be dropping this and that. For instance, 90% of my clients are female. You know what I mean?
Or Dane, look
Exactly.
at your line of work.
Yes,
Oh
please.
Counseling.
God.
You deal
This is
with
not
massages and all
education.
this
Yes,
sort
I
of
didn't do
thing.
massages right. I'm a
We
massage
should
therapist.
probably get your wife
Oh
and ask her
God.
how she's doing that, because
She's
that's
right here in
serious.
front of me, so
Good
so I
night,
can tell you.
Donna.
She's here waving at. She's here waving. But I can tell you that I don't think that is the most comfortable thing for a wife. Where 90% of my
Mhm.
Right.
clients said I'm doing massage therapies, but I put things in place so to at least build a level of security because my wife is the one that does the booking. She's just outside the door, literally. You know what I mean? I'd be
Mm.
like straight up stupid to be doing something, and my wife is like a couple inches away. You know what I mean? I'd be having king of idiots. I did that deliberately so that you
Mhm.
understand there'd be a level of comfort and security where obviously that is a very ticklish business to be in and being married and so forth. Because you must understand, here I am touching females and stuff and being, most
Mhm.
percentage of the time, um, you deal with that. So there has to be, when I'm saying I put things in place to help build the security, if you understand.
Right.
I can't just say, oh, there's my job, woman, trust me. Yeah, you know what I mean? I made sure, you could ask her, I made sure that certain things were in place so that that could be a more comfortable. And still, that can be uncomfortable. Even although I put those things in place, that could still be a level
Hmm.
of discomfort emotionally. You know what I mean? Because here's your husband in a room with a woman for an hour. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's the easiest thing, but it is the business that we're into. But when you just go along and do not consider your partner's feelings and emotions, even if they come to a point where they become highly uncomfortable with situations, which is different to say, oh, I came by this person's house and counsel them. You know what I mean? So every once in a
Oh
while,
no.
exactly. And
Mm.
and it's late and where you went, oh, I was counseling someone for 3 hours. Who's the someone? Now you don't know her. You know what I mean?
Just a client, right? Just a client.
It's a client, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And there's no transparency, you're not building trust.
Hmm.
So despite the fact that my wife and I have been married 17 years, I think it's 17. It's 17? I think it's 17 right then. 17 years we married, and that trust
It's
could be
on camera, you
broken.
hear?
Yeah, she's right there. So
She's
the
right
trust
there.
could be broken. Yeah, my wife is right there with me. Um, so trust be broken in a second, literally. So they have 70 years. All it takes is a wrong call, or the wrong phone message, or the wrong text message, and that could be folded totally. So it just means now that I would now have to do everything now to rebuild that trust. Trust is not that easy, and a lot of people have this very bad concept that if you love me, you trust me. That is not true. You can love a person, don't trust them around the corner. You know what I mean? You can't stop yourself from having that feeling of love. Yeah, but you know that some people cannot trust, and that is something you have to maintain. First, you have to build it, and you have to sustain it, and to continue to build it. So every day, I put things in place so that trust can be built and maintained. So when it comes to online, you can't be, every time with the phone, and the phone got a lock, and it got really lock, it got security,
Right.
and behind that, it got another lock. When she come to the
Listen,
Have
phone, you
face
turn the camera,
recognition. Okay.
uh, the
St.
phone
Clair,
ring, and you
St.
run to get
Clair,
it. You know what I
St.
mean? You going
Clair,
outside, and you're in the bathroom
St.
for an
Clair,
hour. Yes, man, I coming for all the
St.
demons, come up
Clair,
things.
Oh
St.
my
Clair. You listen. I don't
I,
know if we have
you
enough
ain't
Come
gonna
up
room
invite me
to
again,
go
things.
into
trust
the
me.
other stuff
I can
that
deal
we
with all
don't
the
plan.
demons, all.
But I want to know. Well, before I address what you're saying, Ivana is asking this question about trauma, and she's saying, I also want to ask about the persons who did the cheating. How are they impacted? I feel like those persons are pushed aside because they were wrong or they did the wrong, but don't they experience some kind of trauma too? How do you,
Yes,
Preach.
from a
yes,
from a
yes.
from a
Preach.
counselor standpoint, do you come across those cases, and how would you deal with that in terms of the person who
Yes.
actually did the cheating?
Having to deal with that, and that is a very, very beautiful question. I mean, like, that is a top-notch question.
Mm-hmm.
And that is true, that because the person did the cheating, they're made to seem like the devil's self. And they be going through their emotional hurts and disappointments
God.
because many people, believe it or not, did not plan to cheat. There are some people that are chronic cheaters. We're not dealing with that question. But we deal with some people that sometimes they mess up because you're emotionally engaged, as I said, that person seemed to care, or that person asked the right question, or da. You don't even recognize that you have been emotionally entangled. And what can happen, because we don't understand this, is that we can now find ourselves in a situation where my body's telling me yes and my mind is telling me no. But because my flesh and my feelings are so much engaged that I can't even stop myself, it's almost like out of body experience. It's like I don't know why I can't stop myself from doing this. But what's happened is that I have emotionally allowed myself to be entangled with another person. And the trauma that that person has, because, many times we say, I would never do that. If it's me, let me say, I would never do something like that. And where you actually find yourself that you actually did this thing, this can emotionally, crush you. So the trauma of that is just as bad, and in some cases even worse than the person actually got cheated on. So that is, honestly, that was a very wonderful question. That the trump for that person is very good. So honestly, we have to do counsel with that person too, and get that person into a place. Obviously, one, building trust, but at the same time forgiving themselves. A lot of people have not come to the place of forgiving themselves when things like that happen.
Mel is asking, can you
That
accidentally
was just
cheat on a
passionate.
person?
No,
You just tripped.
no.
Cheated. You fell
No?
into
Oh,
it.
so therefore, St. Clair, if
Okay.
I found this and hit like I love on that photo, that's not. I
Right.
am good.
No, I just say to you, Arno, maybe say you like one for. We're not saying that is a cheat. Yeah, we don't say that that is a cheat. But you have to know your heart. Come on. We say if you like a photo, fine. But every time you're looking behind this person and like this love, and you commenting, you're engaging. So we're talking about one like. You know what I mean? One like, fine. Okay, the person see you. Oh, I like your hair on the side. Okay, her mind's a question mark. Okay, thanks. Next thing, oh, I like these highlights. Okay, where's guy going with this thing? You know what I mean? Da. All of a sudden now, this is more and more. So you recognize, okay, you've gone beyond just complimenting here on the side to all over the place. So it's not just one like Arno, or it's not just one situation, but we know it's the engagement and we know our hearts. But we lie. The majority of us, we lie and we make excuses to do what we want to do. As a counselor, that's what I do. I ask the to get past the lies.
So, I mean, we have to go on to talk about ghosting. Time has so been first spent, but I want to ask this one last question
Mm-hmm.
on online cheating, and it
Are you
came.
sure this is the last question?
Yeah. This is the last question. It came up when someone mentioned the question about you liking someone photo. And they were saying naked.
Mm-hmm.
If you are in a relationship and you look at porn online, right?
Okay.
Someone who may be addicted to porn or look at porn online, is
Mm-hmm.
that considered
Yes,
cheating
please.
as well?
Yes, please. Porn is for Nia. You would see that it is very much. Um, and let me go all the way with this: is that you are now engaging in the highest level of intimacy, which is intellectual intimacy. So we call physical is sex, but until you engage the mind and the emotions, now you have intimacy. And you could have now you are now looking at a thing, and that is why it's so challenging that you get addicted to pornography because it's spiritual. And as a Christian, we say that you are a person in Christ, and you are now looking at these people that are not in Christ. These are people that are dead literally to Christ. So it's almost like you're in spiritual necromancy. It's people that have sex with dead people. So you're now looking at these two dead entities, and now you're here as a living entity and being spiritually engaged with these two. And this is now sexually arousing you or getting you engaged. And this is so dangerous that people that are married are literally leaving their beautiful, wonderful wives, pretty wife, and going and watching a two-dimensional screen. Yes, this is how serious this is. I mean, women also find that a lot of women are being into pornography also, um, and that's why you can these things so serious because when a man is looking at these videos and he goes through, the whole thing of doing this thing himself, and he reaches that place, he has actually bonded himself to that visual. Yeah, and that's what makes it so hard to disconnect because we have now engaged emotionally and connected and fused ourselves to this app. And that is why it's so dangerous. So it is very much cheating. That even goes beyond the liking of the photo.
Mm.
Yes.
Wow.
I definitely think it's worse because that's intense, especially the picture, the beautiful picture that you just saw vividly painted for us. Say clear, we have to we have to consider that. No, for sure.
Yeah.
Sharon, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I do think it's cheating. I know there's some people that might not think it's cheating because I would have brought up before the fact that sometimes people do things, but there's not like that intimate connection with someone, so someone could argue that it's not intimate. I know what you would have said, but other people could argue it's not something intimate. Like, it's not an intimate relationship with the person.
You mean the pornography?
Yeah,
Jesus said this thing. Jesus said, if you look at a woman and lust after her, you have literally raped her.
Done.
That's what you did. Literally.
mm-hmm.
Because when we
Basically.
understand that things need to be done in the spiritual realm before they're done in the physical realm. Yeah, everything that is in the physical realm had to be in the spiritual realm. So the mere fact that you are now not looking at her, we're not talking about looking at what admire her. We're not talking about that. We don't know you have emotionally engaged and taken off her clothes and done all the things in your imagination with her without her consent. This is in the
I,
spiritual
th-
realm,
I
which means
think the
it is
porn
done.
stars gave you consent. I don't know.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
geez. Let's not go
Yeah,
any
which is
further, please.
by say to you, here is that the porn star, they did their thing, they put out their evil, and we now decide to be entangled by it. Yeah, the
Mm,
Bible does speak to that too. The Bible calls
Yeah.
her a strange woman. And the Bible says no
mm-hmm.
be a time her cause her roots go down to the pit of hell. So, you know what I mean? The mere fact we engage, the root of this is where it comes from. It's not going to lead you to godliness or, anything positive. So pornography is very serious. That is what it tries to get you engaged. It can start off with twerking. It can start with this. It can start with the dancing. And it leads all the way. And it never stops. You know what I mean? And you'll find that those
Mm.
people that actually get into a lot of serial killing and stuff like that. Not saying all people watch pornography are serial killers, but you'll find that the company that many a lot of serial killers that is to watch a lot of pornography. You know what I mean? So it shows you how
Wow.
destructive this thing is.
All right. So
Okay, so
Amanda is asking this question because I know we are
I
closing
don't know if
up.
you want to go there. Me, for five,
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to go
But they throw sexy swimsuits. I'm saying to you, if that is your job, you know what I mean. And once again, you have to be. For instance, let me put myself on the line here. Once again, I'm a massage therapist, so you got a guy taking a picture. I am here touching the person. If you understand, yeah. What is the intention of that? Even as a massage therapist, understanding there's a, for instance, when I'm massaging a person, there's no eye contact. There's a difference if I'm doing massage, the deliberate, there'll be no eye contact. There's a different massage, you know, they're looking in your eyes like, hey, hey, you know what I mean? It's a different thing. As a professional masseuse, you're not looking at eye contact, you're not looking to that thing, you watch your tone. You know what I mean? So if I so was this pressure good? Which is this pressure good? You know what I mean? You have to give tones and language and stuff like that. You have to be aware because it's such a thin line. So if a person is taking pictures of a person in swimsuits and stuff like that, then you gotta ask yourself, what type of thing is this? You know, is this Hustle magazine, or is this
It's Swimsuit Magazine.
Swimsuit magazine? What it is? Are we taking this a back alley type of photography, or are we just being professional? And once again, there are very thin lines. Don't get me wrong, they're very very thin lines, and therefore we need to be aware of those very thin lines that we're crossing. But some people, if you feel uncomfortable with a thing, they don't do it. I mean, it's
Right.
straight up.
Look, all of us here say clear because we have to close. Is that I give you props for being a masseuse. There's a lot of men who won't be able to handle that, and a lot of women who won't be able to handle a husband or a boyfriend who has that kind of job. So you gotta be really professional and very focused in terms of doing it. So props to you, and that.
Boundaries.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I
And
don't
again,
think we could go on.
just to say, I'm more of a massage therapist than a masseuse, which is slightly different, but I understand you, yes.
You're
Right, right,
more a
right.
massage therapist than a masseuse.
Yes,
What's the
massage,
difference
yeah.
between a massage therapist and a
We,
masseuse?
well, as massage therapy, we do muscles and joints and different ailments. Which we not necessarily spa, which is more dealing with our whole relaxation and stuff like that. We can have relaxation, but there's a slightly we more do therapy than try to make you feel relaxed and good.
Mm.
Right, right.
I'm a masseuse is female too. My wife was actually telling me that I'm a masseuse is so,
Oh,
but I
thank
want to do
you.
massage therapy.
Listen,
Yeah,
we
and
gotta
I do
go,
understand.
but
Mhm.
I wonder how many women would be cool with a man getting a massage by a woman. That's all I'm gonna say. We gotta take a break,
Thank you
guys.
for
We gotta wrap up.
Thank you for that question, Gazi. So before we go to Sharon for the takeaways for this week, I agree with what Romario said actually, because I don't think we should necessarily leave that one loose. Romario said, as a Christian young man about purity, should you be taking photos of women in sexy and skimpy stuff? You're helping to promote lust for other men, and I think that all these things we have to consider too, like in because not everything is okay to do even if it is a legitimate profession. So I just wanted to say that too. But as we sadly come to a close for another fantastic loaded discussion, Sharon, what are some things that you want to leave us with?
Yeah, so thank you all for coming. Sorry that we couldn't get into ghosting. It was such an engaging conversation and it
We
touched.
doing it next week. We
Of
tackling
course.
ghosting
I
next
think
week.
yeah, ghosting
We
next
have to.
week because ghosting is a big thing. It is a big thing. I saw one comment that said ghosting is rude exclamation mark. So we will get into that. But here are the
Sweet.
yep. So here are some of the takeaways. Be careful what you post and send out to your friends. Be in relation to outing because it can be very damaging. What's your intent? What is your intention behind doing it?
Right.
Are you seeking advice, or as Sinclair and Judah would have been talking about, are you doing it maliciously? And not only can it affect the other person's reputation, but it is actually an offense. It is an offense. So watch yourself in terms of that. And another thing, prioritize communication. We would have spoken about this in the tip. We would have been talking about it throughout the discussion. Let the person know where you stand. Identify boundaries. Make things clear so we know what's
Right.
okay, what's not okay in terms of your relationship. Judah, do you have any other takeaways?
Yeah, my biggest one is on communication again. Regardless of whether you are tempted to out somebody or you just had a fight or some kind of conflict within your relationship, especially when it's online, we have to put in that extra effort. I know that it's more challenging to, feel the person's emotions, especially when it's just text that you have in front of you. But put in that extra effort because it's a lot of work, generally speaking, having a relationship, and I'm sure the married men can attest to that. They're in it for life and stuff. So we understand that it's a lot of work, and we gotta put in that extra effort to communicate, especially if we claim to value these people. Like don't let things drop and don't let them blow up, but have that conversation without all the attitude, and just have healthy relationships.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that I would mention, because the whole series of discussions was on online relationship, and I think one of the things that really jump out to me when we think about online relationships, especially those that are exclusively online, is that I think you shouldn't get into a relationship. This is my personal opinion. You shouldn't get
Mm-hmm.
into a serious relationship with anyone. You both you and them aren't prepared to get married. And in other words, if I am not going to marry you and you don't have any interest in marrying and you're not going to marry me, why get involved in any type of serious relationship? That's one of the things that I had as a young man. I said, I am only going to call the woman that I'm going to call my girlfriend is the woman that I am going to marry. I am not going to waste my time and waste someone else's time with a relationship if I know that is not going to lead to marriage. And that's
Mm-hmm.
on both sides of the coin. So, especially when you look at online relationships and the dangers that we mentioned last week, and how you're giving your privacy to someone else that they can digitally
Right.
share with everyone, I think it's very important that we look at online relationships as a very serious investment. And therefore, don't, as Sinclair said it before, don't get in any serious relationship unless you know this is the person you're going to marry, unless you have physical connection with them in terms of you've seen them, you understand them, you know who they are, you verify that they are who they are and they're not a ghost. We'll talk about that next week.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's my takeaway.
I know, say Arnold,
So,
Arnold, got about all the points that. So make so it's the top of the ladders, like you get extra credit, and I think that's a very big one that we should not be as grown people. If when we get to a certain place in that relationship, is where are we going from here? Yeah. So what I've honestly
right.
found with a lot of younger people that they're doing that for the time they get past a certain point, it's okay, let's go to counseling. It doesn't mean we will get married. It's not definitive, but if that is our direction, let's start to work on some issues earlier for. And I like that because if we let me why am I time, why are we going on dates, why are we wasting my energy, my emotions, unless it's the direction I'm going into. So yes, once again, it is wonderful to be here, blessing to be here. And my thing to everyone is nothing wrong with having feelings, but don't let feelings have you.
Wow.
Dropping
Love it.
gems, as I said, dropping gems. Thank you so much. And I think you guys in the comments too, whatever your major takeaways are, feel free to share amongst yourselves or share with us as well. Because we're all having this discussion together. And of course, we want to, tell St. Clair how much we appreciate having him on the show
Yes.
once
I
again.
feel
It's
the
such an
love.
honor.
I feel the love. Probably cheating right now.
Oh my God. No,
Oh no! I say you
Only
hurt!
joking.
I
Only
say you
joking.
hurt!
Only
Oh no! Forgive
joking.
me, Lord! Forgive me! I say you
Not at all.
hurt!
Mr. John,
This was
that
nice and
you.
beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank
It's
you so
wonderful
much,
being here, to be
man.
quite honest. I love this show, I must say. It's
Oh.
quite engaging, and yeah, it is, honestly. I've done a couple of stuff, and I find this one is quite, I like this. So I'm happy about you younger people. As an old dinosaur,
Thank
so
you, thank you,
you
thank
make
you.
me feel love.
Always, always.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Guys,
thank you
don't go
so
anywhere though,
much.
because we're gonna take a short break and then come back with our beloved What's Trended segment.
You are watching Locked and Loaded on Echo Nation.
All right.
What a discussion.
Amazing again. Oh, I don't think we could have fit ghosting in even if we tried. Wow, you guys
Wait,
are
where's
so
Glenn? People are commenting Glenn. Is he? Oh, he sent a message. Oh, Glenn, we miss you.
Glenn said,
Glenn.
I love you too.
Oh.
Glenn, of course you're missed, but we're glad that you could join it.
Yeah, thank you for showing yourself, making sure everyone knows that you are still okay, that you're good.
Someone is commenting that Glenn is ghosting the chat. Glenn is ghosting the show. I did not
No
ghost.
comment.
But guys, tonight we have in our What's Trending segment, we have a very special guest with us tonight. We have the one and only, you can call it princess of gospel in Barbados, Nisha Woods. How you doing, Nisha?
I'm doing wonderful, guys. Good night to everybody. Very interesting
Good
discussion.
night.
Yes, Anisha was actually backstage for most of the show. No one could see, but I saw your facial expressions, Nisha. I saw your facial expressions on some of the comments. But
Oh my
but
god.
Nisha, you're here to tell us about something very special that you started last week, I believe. It's all about 10. What is it? What is it? 10 out of 10? 10
That's
out of
right.
10
That's right.
Instagram series. Let us know what 10 out of 10 is all about, quick.
Yeah, so 10 out of 10 is just an initiative that I came up with one night. I was up just watching TV, and I was trying to think of ways that we could use the virtual platform for persons to be encouraged and for persons to get to know, some of their favorite creatives that we follow. And so the idea came, but the name did not come right away. But I knew the structure came where I had to ask like 10 specific questions, right? And then it was only a few days later that then the idea 10 out of 10 came, because then that part means now that I rate the person, whoever I'm interviewing, 10 out of 10 in their field.
Okay, so 10 out of 10. How many are, I know you say you asked 10 questions.
Yeah.
How many do you have a series number? Is it 10 series? Is it the series is 10 episodes or you're unsure yet?
No, it wouldn't be 10 episodes. We'll probably go down until the end of July.
All right,
So we
okay.
started last week. Yeah, we started last week with Lesson Messenger from Trinidad. And
Mm-hmm.
from August, that was a very encouraging and insightful session.
Yeah, I was there.
Anyone
I
heard about a
enjoyed
new
it.
DJ?
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. People, if you haven't seen it, go and check out 10 again. Follow Nish 10 out of 10. Follow Nisha on Instagram. Is only on Instagram currently.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Glenn.
Just want to let you know that Glenn, who did not ghost the show, he is your number one fan here
Oh,
on Locked and
man.
Loaded. He was
Thank
like,
you, Glenn.
when we said Nisha was coming to talk about 10 out of 10, yeah, I want to do the interview, but unfortunately, Glenn had other things more important than, I mean, other things
That's
to
all
do.
right. That's all right. That's all right. Oh my god.
So who is? Will you let us know who's your guest for this week?
Yes, on my Instagram, I just posted. I'm going to be interviewing Sergio Charles. He's a graphic designer. He's an artist. He wears many hats. And
Big one, Sergio.
the best hat that he wears is that he's a past FMS student. So I'm just saying.
I get blind.
Oh wow, we're calling out schools now.
For those who don't know, actually, right? For those who don't know, Sergio is the person who did the officer music video.
Yeah.
So he's the person who created the Gauzy character. This beard and not this one. This one with my wife ain't like this one. Right.
Quarantine beard.
Right. So Sergio is a boss in terms of graphics and in terms of creativity and so on. So I'm really looking forward to that. And
Yeah.
if you're watching the show, make sure to go and check out Nisha on Thursday. What time again on Thursday?
Not Thursday, Fridays. Every Friday at 8
Friday, sorry.
p.m.
8 p.m.
Every Friday.
Fridays,
Yeah.
8 p.m.
So we
All
have
right. So
some really interesting artists and creators. We have some in the same graphic design areas. We have some more singers come in. It's gonna be really, really fun. It's gonna be really fun.
Right.
okay. So thank you
Yeah.
very much, Nisha. Any last words before you go? Any last words?
Somebody Donisha? Yeah, she's a bright girl. Misty Auxiliary been the healer. Yes. For those who don't know, that means nothing without help from God in Latin. That is the SMS.
Amen.
Yes.
You're not here to talk about SMS. We're here to talk about 10 on 10.
10 out of
But yeah,
10.
so if you're on Instagram, go on over and follow me on Instagram, and of course you will get the notification that every Friday night, hopefully until the end of July, because I had a certain quota, but then other persons were asking me about certain persons and interviewing them, so people can get to know about, they're creative. We just don't come on the
Right.
stage, we have personal and private lives, and we just want to share that information with you. All are another SMS person in the crank boy.
I
Yes,
think
sir.
I'm gonna stop these SMS
Ah,
messages.
you can call me right,
No, but I like St. Michael's School. My son goes there. I
Of
respect
course.
St. Michael's School, right? But I don't want other people to get jealous and all sorts of stuff.
Okay,
So 10 out of
okay.
10, 10 out of 10, Friday night,
Yeah.
8
Friday night,
p.m.
yeah. That's right.
Check it out, guys. Go follow Nisha Woods. Thank you so much, Nisha.
No problem. Have a good night, guys.
Good
You
night.
too.
You too.
Blessings.
Good
Thank you.
night.
Good night.
All
All right.
right.
Go ahead, Judah. Go ahead. Take it away.
You too, Gazi. Thank you for being our special stand-in / resident guest
Yeah.
on this show today.
We
We always
enjoyed the testosterone. We enjoyed it.
That's not really. We do appreciate.
I will see how well this show goes when I speak to my wife afterwards. I don't know. I don't know if I'm in trouble or not. But we have more in what's trending, guys. So don't forget this
Yes, we
weekend.
do.
So you could go ahead, Judah. Tell us about this weekend. What's happening this weekend? Or you want me to tell them?
Well, I mean, you could if you want to. You could since you're here today.
All right. So this weekend we have the Plugged In with Praise. Give a Praise is doing Plugged In with Praise, June 20th from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And that's going to be on Give a Praise TV and Give a Praise 246. Give a Praise TV for YouTube and Give a Praise 246. And you have people like Kieran Thomas, Enron Henry, Ronson Small, Andrea Bell, our very own Nisha Woods. You saw her just now, Sharion Mon, John Yard, Nature Kid, and so much more with DJ Godsent. So go check that out. But Echo Nation is going to be partnering with them, and we are having our own Plugged In with Praise after party, 9 p.m. on
Yeah.
Echo Nation with DJ S Champion. So you could go check out Give a Praise, Plugged In with Praise, and then come for the after party on Chill Vibes YouTube with S Champion. And we're not only going to have S Champion, we're going to have some very special guests as well. There are some gentlemen that releasing some music this week that we're going to have on the show. As you may or may not know, Philip K dropped his track last
Dark
week, Saturday.
side.
We premiered it on Chill Vibes last week, Saturday.
Yeah.
And then King Ting is happening this weekend, or I think Friday. King Ting, King Servant releasing King Ting. So King Servant is going to be with us. Philip K is going to be with us. And then J. Cole is also dropping his track tomorrow, I think it is. So we're going to
It's
have
actually
all
on
three of those
Thursday.
guys. Pardon?
It's Thursday. Tomorrow, or is it tomorrow? I'm
Tomorrow
not
or
sure.
Thursday. I can't remember. One and two.
Can't
But
help you.
check it out, guys. And the thing is, right? The people who follow Echo Nation are so spoiled that we had a chance to hear King Thing. We had the premiere of Philip K stuff. We hear
Yeah.
a snippet of J. Cole's new release. So everybody from Echo Nation should be there Saturday night to hear them, to be a part of the after party. And then, like I said, we want to support um, Plugged In with Praise from 7 to 9. So it is 7 to 9 Plugged In with Praise, and then Echo Nation for the after party at 9 p.m. with DJ S Champion and so much more. So, guys, that's it for me in terms of what's trending. I'm going to leave it up to you. You girls started it off, so I'm going to leave you guys to close it off. Good night. Thank you for having me. I know this
Bye,
might not be too
Gossie.
often, but blessings on you.
We know you're really excited to be here.
I'm not going to say it so no one gets me in trouble.
Oh dear.
I hope I wasn't cheating.
Oh my gosh. Shout outs to Natasha, who is also
Yeah.
watching.
Shout out to Natasha. We love you and we respect you. We
Definitely.
respect you.
All right, good night, guys.
Good night.
All right, boy. Ooh.
Wow,
Sorry.
Judah, that was something.
It was.
Tonight was a night. I just want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in, especially we our faithfuls. Thank you so much for being here. We love you. We love you guys.
We definitely do. Donisha is right, and Ivan is saying it as well. John Yard is also releasing a new song called Best Thing Ever that's coming out on Friday as well. And we did get a sneak peek of that in Chill Vibes. This is why y'all should not miss Chill Vibes. I've been telling y'all. So those people do come through, and we look forward to seeing more of you this Saturday for sure.
Yep. Yep, Gossie was a nice addition tonight.
Like a Hawaiian thing. Well, Polana.
Yeah, so we just want to thank you guys again. Thank you so much. Check us out next Tuesday, same time, 8 o'clock, because we will be touching ghosting. Sorry that we didn't get to touch it tonight, but we did have a fantastic discussion. And next week's will be equally fantastic, right, Judith?
Definitely, even better. And Glenn will be back. Hopefully, you'll see Glenn's lovely face again. And it will be even more exciting and even more deep and fantastic and all these adjectives, you know?
He'll have to make up for not being here today, so he'll have a lot of work next week.
I think we should find out if Glenn likes Mobby. Before we go, I feel like we should find out if Glenn likes Mobby. Glenn, do not let me down. Do you like Mobby, Glenn? Glenn, are you a fan of Mobby? Are you a Bajan? I think that's the real question to ask. Are you a Bajan, Glenn? You know, hopefully we get his response.
Oh, wow, Glenn, we have a special request for someone. Wow.
Look who's here.
Good night, guys.
Hi, Glenn.
Not the same, but it's it. But yes, I do like Mobby, Sweet and Dandy to be specific. Nothing else. Don't give me the I don't have bitter taste in my mouth at all.
Wow.
At all.
Sweet and Dandy. Mobby is it? And Sweet and Dandy. Rose on the Flam, the plug.
Okay. I like water and coffee. And lemonade. I love lemonade. Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much. Also, I just want to point out the Echo Nation support. If you want to support Echo Nation, you can see below we have our information. So if any of you are interested in supporting us, then there you go. Yep, you can take note of that information, and you can contact us at the number stated below as well as the email address. That is echonation@gmail.com. echonation@gmail.com. Yep. Thanks so much again, everyone.
Have a wonderful night. Of course, we will miss you very much.
We love you guys.
And you see us again. Just pretend that Glenn is here putting up his heart. You know, that's the way we do things out here.
Yeah.
Have a wonderful night.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Hi, I'm Natasha Goslin.
And I'm Arnold Gosling, better known as Gozzy. And we are the founders of Echo Nation, a registered charity in Barbados.
The COVID-19 pandemic has driven us to into our homes and has created a new norm in our society today. We have seen the value of technology nationally, keeping our people informed, in connecting with loved ones, online schooling, entertainment, and more. Technology is a great tool and offers wonderful opportunities.
But there are also some dangers and threats that it poses to our personal safety, that of our families, as well as to our mental health. That is why Echo Nation is building awareness on how music, social media, and the internet is impacting the mental health, the spiritual health, and behavior of our youth. We seek to offer pure, positive alternatives to the negative influences that we see in these mediums by endorsing the culture of the kingdom of God only. Pre-COVID, we've worked with churches, schools, parent teachers associations, and several institutions building awareness about this. And in this time of COVID-19, in the pandemic, in our lockdown situation, we've continued our campaign online. And we need your support to maintain this.
You can partner by supporting and sharing our various initiatives with you, your friends, and families, and by liking us and following us online.
You can also become a prayer partner and pray for the movement, that it will have a great influence and impact on our young people across the region. After all, we're going up against a lot of spiritual warfare.
And you can become a financial partner of our campaigns and activities or a volunteer.
So to find out more about how you can partner with us, please visit our website at www.echonation.com. That is EKCOnation.com. Or you can email us at echonation@gmail.com.
Standing up for the truth. Hear it loud, hear it strong. And we not turn it down. Hear the voice of the youth. Standing up for the truth.